welcome to Streaming Rainbow, our session 2 of Halleys Children. I am Sera, your game master, and with me are my players. We have Cameron as Anush, we have Lara as Ida, and we have David as Hafthor. Very nice waves, everyone.
I've been working on my parade wave, so
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, everybody ready to play? Let's do this. It is the morning of October 13th, 1066. Yesterday, a star fell over Hastings, descending from what in the future will be called the Orionid meteor shower, the trail of dust and debris left behind by the passage of Halley's Comet. That star brought with it gifts, or curses, for those that encountered it. We begin our session in a secluded cove a few miles from the town of Hastings. A boat is moored there securely, its sails furled. Below decks, 3 witnesses to the falling star of Hastings lay nestled in their blankets, along with Oof, a bear of a man who works in the service of Hafthor. The thick tree line of the surrounding cove prevents them from being seen from either land or sea, but their second line of defense, the final watch of the night, Alfred, has unbeknownst to them absconded, taking with him the sphere of iron that fell from the sky yesterday. His intentions are unknown. Anush, you didn't really sleep as such. After your painful discovery with the fire and the healing of your hands, you retreated to a corner to be alone with your thoughts. What have you been dwelling on?
What the fuck is this thing? That's all he's thinking in his head because he has spent so much time researching a event and now he has to start all over because this is something else. So I think he's just like going over his head. He's like, okay, where do I go? What do I research? How do I start with this? Also, what did it do to me? Big stuff.
Big stuff.
Yeah. Just like total disassociation, like sitting, looking at the hands and at the little orb thing.
It is Ulf who stirs first. He rises from his blankets and goes up to check the ship's anchor line and to check in with Alfred. Several minutes later, his face creased with worry, he returns and kneels down over Hafthor. With a gentle hand, he wakes his master. My lord, I cannot see Alfred. Perhaps he has gone into the trees to relieve himself, but I am concerned. I go to search the surrounding forest for him now, but I wanted you to be aware.
do the due diligence. But I think he's gone.
Ulf nods and sets out. Perhaps 5-10 minutes later, he returns, shakes his head. No sign of him.
I always knew he was an ambitious man. I didn't think he'd openly betray like this.
We put our trust in him, and he betrayed us.
He did. Well, I never fully trusted him. I don't... The Earl insisted he come, that he'd be useful. Do you think he would have went back north or to Hastings?
He would not travel the entire trip over land. He would want to get to the port.
I believe so. Okay. Do we have some salted fish? Something for some bread, maybe for breakfast?
We always have salted fish.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get Ida and Anush, and maybe restart the fire and have a conversation about what to do about Alfred. How to go about this. Ida's new gifts may help us greatly.
He nods and goes about the task of preparing the fire. Ida and Ush, you are awakened by the smell of wood smoke and the crackle of the fire.
Do we have anything to drink?
I have some mead.
Yeah, not what you would like to drink, I think. Um there's a stream not far from here that should have fresh running water.
Oh, well, I guess I will go there.
Here I I'll go with you. I think we
Yeah,
all
I
could
don't think
use some
anybody should
water.
travel alone.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
have skins we can refill as well.
how are we all feeling today?
How are
Hands use some fish.
how are
Oh,
you
feeding. I thought you
feeling?
said feeding.
Well, I think right now I am hungry and I am thirsty and I did not get good sleep.
How are your
But
hands?
you know, they are hands and they are fine and they are not burned. So on one end they are good and healthy, and on the other hand maybe cursed. So, but we we need to figure out what happened.
Yes.
But
A bit
we
more bad
cannot take.
news.
Oh no! Oh no! No bad news. Let us eat first, and then we talk business. Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
let's proceed.
Hmm.
Yeah, Ida is just kind of, I think all of the adrenaline that was like making her a little bit giddy yet last night has absolutely drained, and now she's like, cool. This is okay. Right. Back to business. So she's just like, she just grabs skeins and whatever she can, and she'll start heading
Hmm.
to get water.
I must say, I do not feel well this morning. My body is sore and aching. How do you do all of this activity day in and day out? I need time to rest, you know. I need time to sit and think and study.
She she kind of like smiles at that. It's a very lucky life you've led that you are used to that. This is just the life I lead. I'm used to it. This is my life. Actually, this has been a blessing of a morning. I actually got to sleep in.
Oh, really? These times here are different than where I'm from. Sleep in. Who knows? Usually we take our time in the morning so that we can prepare ourselves for the day, you know?
The body rises to meet challenges. We often don't know what we're capable of until we face it.
Hmm. Very wise, Hafthor.
I
Very
think
wise
you
indeed.
think you're I think you have many more mornings and many days ahead of more activity. Many early mornings and many days of more activity. So
Well, let us
let's
hope
get you
not.
fed. Let's get you watered, and let's recover.
Yes, and then maybe I can spend some time studying these scrolls, figuring out what is happening. And if not, then I think I might have an idea where we can go. And
Yes.
then I will be ready to hear some bad news. Huh?
Yeah. I think you should hear the bad news before you start planning where we're going to go.
I do not like this foreboding signal, but I will eat first.
Okay. And he hands you like a piece of rye bread
Mm.
and
Yes.
some like salted herring if you want it.
Ooh. Let this looks very traditional. Let
Good.
us go get some water first before I can find my bag.
Immediately disenfranchising our Swedish viewers, our
Ida's like,
Nordic
great,
viewers.
amazing, cool. I think yeah, Ida is just like, okay, so I don't know anything forgive me, Anush. I don't know anything about where you come from, but I've gotten the impression that our way of life, as far as meals are concerned, don't match well. What do you eat?
Hmm. Well, I guess it very much depends. What I like, nuts, berries, meats,
What?
normal things usually. But I know it is different from where you're from, so I will take the time to learn. And this is good. This is good food. It is protein. It is.
She's gonna be like, eat it then.
Hathor, yeah,
She's gonna
Hathor kind
eat
of
it.
turns to Hathor, like kind of whispers to Oof, and is like, "This man eats berries. He must be a prince."
Or a deer.
Oh dear.
Who collects all his berries for him? My God, he must have servants.
Ida is determined to watch him because she has never seen him eat food.
You know, um,
She's
I
realizing.
think
She's like,
maybe let us.
one time I shared a fish pie and he did not eat it. I didn't see it happen. Hmm.
Maybe we go to the stream. We get some water. We see what we can find on the way, and then I eat this fish bread.
It's fish and bread. It's not fish bread.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
Yes,
piece of bread. This is the fish. Which one is which to you?
that is the bread. That is the fish.
Hathor is kind of insulted and walks on.
I don't notice.
You retrieve water from the stream and get back to the fire with your water skins filled. Ulf
I've
has
also definitely like washed
divvied out the
myself.
food.
Mhm.
Oh, you've washed yourself. Good,
Yes,
good.
and while we're going, is this like stream through like a wooded area?
Yes,
Could I look for berries?
absolutely.
Nice.
Can I? I'll ask Anush if he eats rabbit,
I've had rabbit. Yes.
and then he'll tell Oof to go set some traps and maybe try to hunt one. But Alfred was the better bowman, so he's not super confident that Anush is going to be able to shoot one. But hopefully, the traps might catch something for dinner.
All right.
Mm.
Ulf sets out to lay some traps for some rabbits.
I imagine Ida probably out of habit actually starts like making something of a breakfast because that's what her job was at home. So it's going to be something much more like maybe she like picks up things as she goes. As
Some
she's like some
mushrooms.
foraging. Yeah, she does some
Nice.
foraging on the way and uh yeah. So find stuff on the boat. She's like, okay, what do I have? Like she's squirreling
There's
through things.
probably animal fat on the boat that would be used more for like waterproofing stuff, but you could use it like as tallow.
So she kind of busies herself as like by making something for a meal as well on top of. Also, it helps her like listen as things are talked about, so she's keeping her hands busy while
You
she's.
find a particular bag, and Halfdor says, "No, no, 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 not those mushrooms."
Okay. She gets it.
Oh, you have those mushrooms.
Yes,
Psilocybin.
and he takes his little pouch out, and there you just see a little. There's probably like 10 or 12 little mushrooms.
This I will eat.
It goes good with the salted herring.
Well, does it?
Yeah,
Does it really?
and the rye bread.
That's
He
it's
puts
good.
a piece.
Have you had
He takes a
goat
rye
before?
bread. He puts a mushroom on it, and he puts a piece of salted fish on it, and hands it to Anush.
I'm going to take the bread. I'm going to lift the fish up, take the mushroom, put it in my pocket, and I'm going to take a very small bite of this fish on the bread. Delicious. Tastes very much like goat. Good goat.
Good
So
goat.
you've
goat.
never had goat before then? Because that's not
Oh no, I've had goat before, and
so
I
then you're
am
lying.
yes, yes,
There we
yes, I
go.
am lying. Yes, I
Okay.
am
I
lying.
think
Yeah.
you don't have to lie to us. I mean, Hathor, do you think he has to lie? That just is a waste of time. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. I wanted to make you eat it.
Yeah, so you see that they do not like it, and yet you force me.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Is this not a lie in and of itself? Sometimes we lie to make people feel better, and if this is important to you, then I will not
It was important to
discourage it.
me to laugh at you eating that.
Then
So
I'm glad
yes,
I could do something to bring your day up to
please don't
spirits.
waste the rest of my food.
I will
He
not
takes it
eat
back and
this.
scarfs down his
I will
bread
not
and
eat
his
this.
rice.
Thank you. I take some berries I found on the forest and I start eating them. I'm so hungry. I do also take that mushroom and like take a little like a pinch of it, like break a
Oops.
little piece off of that and put that under my tongue.
The better to study with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, if these are matters of magic and other worlds, it'd be better to think like that.
So she's like making like a mushroom porridgey thing or whatever. Like she's broken up the rye bread and like turned that into like a bread pudding or something like that. And she's like, so she's like doing stuff. So the bad news. I'm assuming it's about our friend Alfred, as she's like
Yes.
motioning because he's
If
not
you've
around.
noticed, the rat-faced man is
Oh, I
not
did not know.
about. Yeah.
Where did he go? Is he dead? Did he
That
die?
is part of the question of
It's
where we need
unfortunate.
to go. Our orb is missing as well.
This is not the first thing you tell me.
I tried to tell you the bad news.
You
and
don't
said,
have to ask me. You just tell me.
I
This
said
is
I have bad news.
This is worse
and you
than
said,
bad
let's
news.
go
This
get
is
water.
the-
and I
this is
said,
the
you
only
might want to
reason
hear
why we are
this.
here.
And you
Why
said, I
is it
want to
not-
get water and I want to study. And I was like, you should know. And then you were like, well, maybe you tell me the news after we eat. And I said, okay.
You know when you say, "Hey, I have some bad news," it sounds a little bit like something little is bad. Something little is bad.
I don't
When you
know what
say,
bad means to
"Hey,
you.
the
Bad
only
means bad.
reason why we are here is gone," that is more than bad
I
news.
did not lie to you.
You did
I
not
told you the
lie.
truth.
You did not lie. You told me the truth. You did. Yes. Next time. Oof.
Yeah, the next
I
time we
think
have
maybe.
an
Yes.
extraterrestrial orb, I will tell you if somebody steals it from us immediately.
This is not what I mean. It's just irony. I do not like it.
I don't know.
It is.
What he turns to Ida. What's irony?
It means when you say
I-
something that you don't mean, but you mean something else.
What's extraterrestrial?
Oh yeah, I don't think you.
It means other than where we are.
a
This
divine
is
orb.
the terrestrial. The land that we are on is the
Oh,
turning.
The
Earth.
god rock. Got it.
The
God,
God
rock.
God
Got
Rock. Ooh, that's so much better. God Rock. That also sounds like a really bad like church band name.
It is a type of music, you guys.
It sounds like a cross between dad rock and like Hillsong music.
It's the ultimate dad rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are God Rock.
Our God is an awesome.
Okay. So after Anush calms down, he says, "So
I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm good. Where do we go now?
I believe he would have went to Hastings. I am a liar. I am not a fisherman. We discussed that a little bit yesterday. I am from Northumbria and am a sworn man of the Earl of Northumberland. And I was not here to sell my beautiful wares." And he holds up his cat horse.
Very traditional.
Yes, traditional Nordic cat horse.
Very good.
And I was here to see and spy and advise the Earl on whether he should support the invading Normans or not. And Oof has been by my side since we were children. His father was sworn to my father, and so on for however long. Alfred, however, was forced upon me, I think, as a spy within a spy. Complicated knot of messes. So I can't say I'm surprised, and I should have had the forethought to make sure he didn't stand watch alone, and that's my fault. Apologize. But
But would you say there is good in it? You say
there
that you
is
are
no good in
that,
Alfred. I am honest. Well, I guess the good in the situation is that I have an excuse to kill him now.
and also he does not go back to the men who are
Well, I
trying
think
to
he's going to try to
take the
find a
ball.
boat going up there. The good
This
news
is
is it's October and it's getting colder and colder, and there's going to be not very many ships leaving here that are either going to be seized by the Normans, and if anybody can get out, they're probably not going north.
But is he going to take it to the ones who are hunting us?
I would be very surprised.
this is
He,
why this is why I
I don't
say it is
know
a good thing that he is a spy, because
exactly.
I think your man is probably just going to leave and go back to your people.
Yeah, he's going to try.
Which
I wouldn't be surprised if he's hiding out in a public house somewhere abandoned in around the town, some sort of in bog or something, waiting to try to find man, he might have went. Either way, I do think we need to go to Hastings and suss out this little rat-faced fuck.
no, would it not be safer to then go north, get a boat ourselves, and beat him there, cut him off?
I don't think it would be safer for me,
Why is this?
and probably not you. He's a devout Christian, and I don't think he would. What he would call you is a mystic,
Hmm.
and probably have the local priest order your death as a heretic.
So it is go to Hastings and be put to death for being a heretic, or go north and
Well,
be put to death for being a heretic. You do not think they are going to be like, oh no, he stole our magic powers, let us kill him. No, they're going to make something up.
yes, if you can be killed. Have I talked to you about the legend of Balder?
I do not believe so.
This is from the gods. Balder was the son of Freya, and Freya heard a prophecy that her son would die. And she was a witch who cast a very a number of spells, powerful magic on her son to make him invulnerable. There's a story where at a wedding they shot him with arrows and to see who could shoot as many as they could at him, and he never died except for one weakness to mistletoe. But let's just avoid those trees. Yeah.
I do believe it is more of a parasite, which does make sense as it is probably
Parasite.
saps out his powers. And
Oh, the
oh,
tree. Are they talking about
this
the
gives
powers?
me a good idea. I think maybe we do need mistletoe. I will put that on the list.
But see, we have a child of Loki and a child of Balder. This is from the gods. This gift is from the gods. It is a gift, not a curse. Although Balder did hate his invulnerability. So
Something I must say is that I think the difference between a curse and a gift is how you use it.
very wise. Very
This is a
wise, Anush.
fascinating conversation. We should go find Alfred, right? Like, we're just talking
Oh, yeah,
and we
yeah.
should go. Like, he might not have made it yet.
This bread mushroom mush is delicious.
It's the best I could do, honestly.
There's a crunch to it.
It's very good stew. I appreciated it. But yes, we should go.
I think we're only like 2 or 3 miles, right? Like it's not very far.
Yeah, just
Or
a few
how far
miles.
do we get? Yeah. I think we leave the boat and we hoof it. I think we should leave the boat, and I think Oof can carry you, Anush, if you get tired. You could also study on his back as he carries you. He's a pretty big guy.
This is a good idea.
You ever heard
I
of a
do.
bajorn?
It is not that I do not want to be carried by your large man, but if we are leaving the boat, do you not think this is what your man would think? That he absconds in middle of the night, we go out, but secret, he was hiding and he stole our boat?
That boat can't be sailed by one person.
Maybe he has more than one person?
I doubt it. Alfred has no. Oh, actually, there was supposed to be a contact in town. That's the
Can I
first
turn
place
into
we
a
need to go.
wolf and try to sniff him out?
Oh!
I was already a wolf last night, so
I know, but you just did it, and I'm like, that
No.
wasn't a dream.
yeah. So I guess I'm just like Edith's just like watching you guys just talk so much about just so much
That's all I'm
talking,
gonna do.
and
That's all I'm gonna do.
and she's like,
I'm only gonna talk.
okay, cool, and she turns to a wolf. And she's like sniffing around. She's like, okay, which way did he go? Like, because I did say last session that she was very suspicious of Alfred already. Like, because she was like
Mhm.
watching to see like if he got magical powers, which he didn't. Hopefully didn't. We don't know that for sure. Maybe he rolled really, really well. So, what would I need to roll to see if I could sniff him out, or see which
Just a
direction?
notice roll.
Notice. Yes. Great. A great notice.
Nice, great. You catch his scent of this man that you've only met yesterday, but you've already got a handle on it. This is his personal scent, and you can smell it all around the campsite, and then going off into the woods, and it is indeed going back towards Hastings.
Can I psychic link to use a empathy, I guess, to psychically link with Wolf Ida
Hmm.
to get that communication from her?
Yeah, absolutely.
She just goes. She's just
Yeah.
like,
Because you didn't say anything. You just
I
Right,
did just
turn
turn
into a wolf.
I rolled my eyes, turned into a wolf, and sniffed
and
around
started
and-
going away. So I don't know what's going on.
You know, we were
Incredible.
standing here for like a good minute while she just like riled on the floor and turned into a wolf. It
Yeah.
was terrifying in the light of day.
Empathy.
But so interesting.
Oh, I don't have any, so it's a fair.
Oh, fair's enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anush, she found the scent.
How do you know this?
he smells gross. Let's
And
go.
then he smells like a rat. I got another fair to connect with Anush, and I say like this.
And I think you hear back, very interesting. And also maybe a whisper of another voice.
Mm.
Can I
Who
roll a
knows?
notice to notice that?
Who knows? Can I give a negative help?
Can I actively fight against that?
You can fight against it. You can use your will to
Yeah.
keep him from poking his nose in where it
Yeah, I
don't
want to
belong.
poke
I'll
deeper
do
with
that.
the notice.
I'll do that.
Okay, that's even. So this is probably not going to be very good. I don't remember what my notice is. Average. Not. Yeah.
I think I also got an average.
All right. Well, the tie goes to the
Defense. That makes
defense.
sense.
Yeah. So you do not catch that whiff.
I swear to God, if
Just
Cam
kinda
is going to
looks
be
at
the
him.
bad guy one more time,
You fucking
he
son of a
makes
bitch.
himself the bad guy.
It is actually.
Okay.
What do you
We're
mean?
falling
It
behind.
is me, director.
I think he also instinctively tells Ida like, can you just slow down a little bit? You're yeah, just a little. You're a big wolf.
I'm like 12 feet behind all of them. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
She just sits and like looks back and like you just guys see a wolf just sitting
Oh my
in the middle of
goodness.
the forest, just staring at you guys like coming.
I throw up. Mm.
Do you want Oof to come with you or stay with the boat?
I think I'll tell Oof to stay. He's probably like 8 inches taller than the average person, and impossible to not be. So yeah, Halfdor has plans to try to disguise himself, but Oof would be impossible to.
Mhm. I have brought all of my packs. I'm wearing my bright clothes, and I'm running behind and sweating.
Very
Why are you
inconspicuous.
like this?
Why am I like what? I don't know. I did not know what to do. I just followed.
I would say before we get to the tree break, like, and we're out in the open, Ida's gonna change back into herself, because a wolf would get shot.
Yeah.
uh, so yeah.
During that time, Halfdor pulls out a dagger from somewhere that you in between like the furs and stuff. Probably like right here.
Mhm.
And asks Ida to cut his hair. He probably has like long to here, and he asks you to cut it as short as you can. So and just rough, just it's a pretty sharp knife, so it'll do it really quick.
Oh, are you sure?
I would rather live than have my hair.
Okay, all right.
Do you not want to hide it?
I have a hat.
How do you have a hat? What do you?
I have a turban in the back. And I take out my pack and I
I
pull
think
out
your
like a
turban's
small
more
turban.
conspicuous. I can grow. My hair can regrow.
Ida literally pulls the hat that she had been wearing to disguise herself to
Oh,
look
that's
like a
right.
guy. She's like, I have a hat.
Question, Ida,
Yes.
can you turn into other things besides animals and people?
Like a
Can you
fish.
turn parts of your body into other things?
Uh,
It's just a
uh
question. I'm sorry if this is too much.
it's just like,
Yeah,
what do
let's
you
explore that later. Let's
that's
come
Well,
in
like,
there.
say if you take this hair strand and if this is okay,
okay.
like I just do it on myself, you know. I like see this hair. Could you take one of those hairs and turn it into something else, and then we can remove it?
I don't that that I don't want to think about that right now. That hurts my head a lot. And maybe that's something we like look at a later. I don't. We gotta find this guy, right? He's got the God Rock. We need the God Rock, right?
Yes, of course. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Important. Yeah.
We need Odin stone.
Do you want me to cut your hair or do you want to wear this hat?
Cut the hair,
Okay.
please.
She cuts it. Do I need to do anything? Do we need to do
No,
a roll?
you don't need to roll to cut his hair.
Yeah, just super
Craft
choppy,
roll.
and then he even takes some like mud
Just
and scrubs
totally
his hair
scalps him.
and leaves probably leaves his so nobody's seen him with just a light tunic on, so he takes the
Mhm.
fur off and puts and like hides it away in like a little like a tree knot or something. I don't know, I could roll like a nature or not a nature, what is it?
Yeah, nature check. Wait, hold
You
on.
want to roll a nature check?
Sorry. Fuck you guys. Um
Eat a rat.
You're so funny. You're so funny. I'm not hurt at all by
Thanks.
messing up.
Clearly, it's rapport.
It's a
It's
rapport.
all
Can I roll a
rapport.
rapport with the
Everything.
forest?
I'm communing
Can I
with
roll a
nature.
rapport with the forest? Yeah, but no, yeah, I hid it away in a little like burrow or something, cover it with some leaves, whatever.
Oh, look,
Understood.
berries.
Little coat, and so he's got like a light tunic, and he looks like a full like kind of Norseman, dirtier and whatever, and then. And Ida, do you think you maybe should not be yourself?
I had a thought about that. And she changes into her twin brother, who you all have never seen, but looks really reminiscent of her. So,
Cool.
yeah. So
Handsome. I like it.
Can you turn us into things?
she like reaches her hands out. She's like, "Can I? Can I?" She like touches your face and she just kind of squishes it around. It's like, no, no, I can't.
Hmm.
Just
So
We could
I
me.
try.
haven't. I would like to explore my telekinesis and try to like forcefully reshape Anush's face
Oh God.
Ow!
Okay.
until he says stop. Not good. Using will, right? This is a will
Yeah.
for the
As well.
telekinesis. I got 3 negatives, so that would leave me with a 1, 2, 3 average. So you feel like a
Average.
light pushing. Feels like a Swedish massage. Like,
Oh, this is good. This is
The-
good. Yes.
But then
is
you
it
open
I
your
can feel
changing?
eyes.
It's
something
not
happening.
changing.
You
I
open
can
your
feel
eyes and
something
nothing's
happening.
touching you. It's just your face is twitching by itself.
Either I think you did something.
I
He should no.
It
Neither way.
started. I could feel it moving without you touching it. I think maybe if we work on this, you could be able to change us into shapes.
yeah, well, yeah.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
on board. She believes that she's done this.
This is good. This is good. This is
Hastor
good.
puts a mental note away of ways to play pranks on Anush, and they head to Hastings.
All right. The town is quiet, but the usual activity is happening. You walk in, uh, get to the square. There's just the usual, human activity going on, but people are just being a little bit calmer than usual, a little bit more to themselves than usual. Um, and that's helpful to you because no one really gives you a second look. But where are you going? What are you doing in here in Hastings?
Um, I think Ida is talking softly at this point, was kind of low and keeping her head down, because her brother probably shouldn't be here considering he's been conscripted. So she's just kind of keeping her head down. It's like, where do you think he would go? Like, where should we check out the public house? Like, what
I
would be
think
his
that is a
first?
good. I think that's a good first start. I think I might be able to see if anybody has found or find out if anybody's seen him pretty easily.
Right.
Let's go to the public house.
Okay. You get to the public house. It is around. It took you a little while, so it's around noontime. Um, and there are a couple of people in there having their lunch. Um, the landlord looks over at you. Let's see if you get recognized. Let me do a little online die roll here.
Can I
Oh,
roll a stealth
um,
to find it?
specifically, I'm seeing
Oh, Anush. Yeah.
if yeah, well, if all of you
Oh,
really
okay.
get recognized. The landlord rolled very well. So if anyone wants to roll stealth to resist, that would be very clutch for you.
I got a 2. I got a.
Okay,
Well, that's not how that works.
That's
I
not a
got
thing.
a fair.
fair.
Yeah,
Okay,
I got a fair as well.
all
Um,
right.
and I had to look it up myself, but my brother's name is Elric.
All right, great,
I got a great.
great. Okay,
Well, you're a spy. Good for you.
A bad one. A pretty bad one, honestly. Not a real spy. I'm like more like a I don't know, pre-courtier
Hmm.
who got sent on a spy mission.
The landlord, uh, seeing Elric, um, comes over and says, Haven't seen you in a while, boy.
Oh, yes, I was conscripted, but they allowed me to come into town. Word got to me that my father was unwell.
Oh, why are you here then instead of taking care of your father?
He wanted a drink.
Now you're telling me that your father doesn't have his own drink?
Have you seen him drink?
I'm
I
gonna.
have.
Can I roll a notice to read his mind while this conversation's going on?
Absolutely.
Oh hell yeah! That's 3 plus. I think I have good or fair in it. Oh, I have average, so it goes to a great.
Great. All right. You dive into his mind. His thoughts are on this strange kid and his drunken father, um, and you do not see anything about a sight of Alfred. There's a lot of just general nervousness,
Cool.
and it seems like people are. There's rumors in his head that people are being taken up and arrested, but
But there's no like he's not like a I don't see anything that he's like spying or like he's
right,
he's like overly suspicious or anything. Perfect. Okay.
correct.
Wonderful. That's all I wanted to make sure.
But he gets you some beer.
Say, has anyone new come in come in to come in since this morning or late last night?
No one's come in except the usuals.
It's everything is just so it's hard. There's so many new people now with everything that's going on.
Yeah, and he looks over at Anush and Halfthor. Lots of new people.
Oh, these they were with which side did he get conscripted to?
My name is Ragnar.
He got conscripted with the Normans.
He got he's like, yeah, these are they were also taken or they volunteered to work with the Normans. So being local, I thought I would help them find some goods and something besides the terrible food on camp.
We have one opportunity to leave. We take it.
All right. With the
For a
mention
day.
of the
We'll go back.
Normans, a couple of the patrons here, which there are only a couple of patrons, honestly. A couple of the patrons sort of spit on the ground when the Normans are mentioned. It's generally not a popular thing to
I
say,
spit on the ground.
here.
Ida definitely, like, when she speaks as Elric, definitely has that, like, like, it's very like she's very being very much like the Normans. Blah. Like, so
Fucking Normans.
fucking
In
Norman.
your head, he tells both of you, I think we head to the docks next.
I very much agree with this. Yes.
She just says it out loud.
Yep. Straight up.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. At first, we're both like, or all of us are really bad at it. So sometimes we reply to each other's like telepathic link out loud.
Uh so if we have beer now, Ida
Mhm.
absolutely goes, my thanks. I can tell you now my sister thinks you as well. This will make him much more bearable. And
Uh,
we'll try to leave. Like, yeah,
say hello to your father for me.
I will. I will. And kind of nods to Anoush and Halfthor to like follow. Let's go. Let's get out of here, guys. Come on, fellow bros. Let's go.
Right before I leave,
Farewell, Barman.
I spit on the ground once more before I leave because I think it's like traditional.
Okay. All right. You spit on the ground as you leave. All right.
Ida doesn't know if that's right or wrong either. She's
So
not.
they do. Yes, they all did it.
Everyone did it. So yeah, she's like, makes sense. She at that point is going to head in the direction of her father's home, which is on the way to the docks. But she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want anybody to be like, he said he was going to the docks. So like, why isn't he going? Like he said he's going to home. So why isn't he going
Right.
there? So she's just going to kind of wend her way that direction, but not go there.
What's
Okay.
your fake name again right now?
Elric.
Elric.
Elric. That's right. Okay. He didn't know. Okay. On our general travels, can I roll notice or help somebody with a better notice to look for what's his name? Not the mayor.
Pagan.
Pagan, leader of Norman bullies. Yes, I wrote that. That's what I wrote down. Pagan, or any of his little cronies.
Mm-hmm. You sure can.
Does anybody else have a good notice?
I have fair, so
I also have fair.
I think that we
Maybe
all
help.
have fair.
okay. I mean, I can help with
Or
that.
no, I'll help with Ida. I'll say to Ida. Then I'll help Ida,
Okay.
because Anush is probably distracted by his books as usual. And I'll point out, and I'll just say, I'll keep an eye out behind, and you look ahead and keep
Okay.
an eye.
Yeah.
For him.
Oh heck yeah. Okay, so that is a superb.
Superb. All right. With a superb. Let me check.
So I've learned that it is not custom to spit on the floor. It does not say anything in this book.
I think it's only when the Normans are mentioned that she spits on the ground after she
I also
says
spit on just really quickly spit on the floor. Ooh, I almost missed that one.
As you approach the docks with that superb, you spot Pagan sort of hanging out in a shadowy area of the fish sellers, just sort of acting like he's supposed to be there.
Oh, as soon as she sees Pagan, she absolutely like stops and like kind of motions behind her back to be like, go get go like motioning to like
Yeah.
go hide, especially
Uh,
to Anoush.
yeah. I think Halfthor will take Anush and just kind of put him in the public house. Take him back to the public house. We're splitting the party 3 ways. Because I would like to get as I want to. Halfthor is a tactician, so he knows he has the powers. He knows he has whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's going to try to find the range.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try to go long way round, and just as he comes up, try to measure the paces. Because he wouldn't measure in feet, right? He would measure like in paces away or something like that from and try to like at the moment, you know what I mean? Like almost like when you're dialing in a radio, the moment he could feel the signal and try to get in Pagan's head.
Okay.
So I will roll you a notice. Or would it be investigate? Whatever the one is where I don't want to go in to talk. I just want to like NSA spy.
For he's there and you're trying to get into his head and just sort of listen in. That's actually empathy.
Empathy. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's almost like you're trying to detect his thoughts a little bit.
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
Okay. Oof. Empathy. I don't have any of that. So hopefully the fate.
Non-empathetic group of people here.
Oof. No. Poor.
With a poor, you have to be very much line of sight and within like 50 feet to get anything.
Okay, so if there's if he's like around the fish sellers or whatever, I'll try to go maybe to one that's like across the way or something, and I can roll like a deceive to
Yeah,
act natural.
absolutely. Give me a deceive for that.
It breaks even, so it is a. I don't remember what my deceive is. I know I have that though. It is a fair.
A fair. All right, spy. You managed to fairly make your way closer to him and get into a good range to listen in. Meanwhile, what is Ida doing?
I think Ida has walked by, just being as casual as like she's supposed to be there. And she's actually gonna go and start making conversation with people, to like, especially people that would know Elric, to
Mm-hmm.
be like to catch up and to do a little bit of digging to see, is like, has anybody been coming around looking a little bit shifty, like looking like nervous? Is there anybody that's been like looking like they need to get passage, like what's been going on, like so she's gonna try to do some digging.
Okay. All right, and Anoush, you've been put into the public house.
I've been put into the public house, but I also would love to take this time to like do some research about like Norse Christians and like maybe like any like records or any like something in the town. Was there a like a church that I might have missed that he could like gain support? Because I'm just really thinking the boat that we have needs more than one person to work it, so he's going to need more than one person to leave. So I'm just really trying to rack my brain thinking logically, where would he go? Would he go to the people who have superpowers because there's a kinship there? Would he look for people that are part of his religion? Are there other sects of like Norman spies that we maybe
So
don't
to
know
be
about?
clear,
Hmm.
Alfred is not Norman. He's
He's not
Anglo.
Norman.
Yeah,
Right.
he's
Got it.
Anglo-Saxon, and he's not Norse either.
Not
He is
Norse. Okay.
specifically not. Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Okay.
Hafthor is half Norse. His
Uh huh.
from his father's lineage, or I guess I don't know, a third or something weird like that.
Uh huh.
And Oof, it looks almost 100. Like right, it looks like a full
Hmm.
fucking Viking. Alfred is a man of the Earl of Northumberland, Oswulf,
Yeah.
who is
Okay.
Anglo-Saxon, who supports I can't remember
Harold.
the Harold, the yeah,
Got
the
it. So he'll
Anglo-Saxon.
probably actually have a really like probably a lot better time getting around and getting support
Yes.
in this city. So
Yes.
I'm
So you
thinking
would
like
be looking
what
for
are the
yeah.
lies he would tell? What did I notice about him? Who was he like looking at, interacting with when like I was in the town and I could see him? Like just trying to like Sherlock Holmes this motherfucker.
um Can we also, I mean, we had a lot of talking over the fire the previous night. I
Uh-huh.
feel like, because as we were talking about powers and everything, I feel like Ida would have said that she turned into, I mean, everyone kind of saw her turn into the priest, but she
Mhm.
would have said, hey, like, so as Father Wolfric, I said I was going to find Anoush. So maybe don't go near religious people right now for
Well,
many reasons, but
that's
like,
the problem though. I think that Alfred, because the Anglos and Harold were so attached to the church, right? My thought, Halfdoor's thought would be he's going to go to the church. That's probably the contact, the network. So
yeah.
we are in a bit of a conundrum.
Well, no, Ida would have just said, told Anoush to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
be
yeah,
careful,
yeah,
because
yeah.
like they, while actual Father Wolfric wasn't the one following him and trying to find him, word would have gotten back by now. Like,
Mhm.
did you find the
Okay.
guy? She's
Right.
like, I did this thing. Just an FYI, be careful.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I think
anyway,
I'm very much like intellectualizing all of it. And I'm like, okay, danger, yes, but I don't think it's really like set in with me. So if I find anything, I think I probably will just like be like, okay, time to go do the thing.
Sure. Sure. All right. We will start with Pagan's brain. Pagan is uh, watching very carefully for anyone um, suspicious He is specifically looking for the three of you in hopes that you will show up at the docks. He has been directed to by Robert and is very, very afraid of failing him.
Yeah, I would also just like to say before anything danger pops off or anything, Halfdor would have knives in his boots, but he's not carrying any weapons. But he just has 2 daggers in his boots. That I mean, I can roll something, but I would think he would know how to conceal them.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he comes up to this fishmonger and is like, "The salt, Ragnar. The salt is not, or this fish is not salted. Why?" And while he's having this conversation, is probing.
It's fresh fish, sir. I don't think you understand. It's fresh. You know, we
Please
catch
salt
them.
the fish. How does it last?
You can get it salted. It's fine.
You don't salt? Why? What kind of merchant are you?
I sell fish. I don't sell salt.
But you can get salt and sell salted fish.
I sell fish. Look, you go on to the salt merchant, get yourself some salt.
This is
Get
why
the
the
fish.
Normans are winning.
Phew.
Money bags.
okay.
Thinks everyone can just have salt like it's a thing that people have.
We're on the ocean. You put the fucking water and you let it evaporate and you have salt.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So do I need to roll again to get in there, or am
No,
I
no,
my previous roll? Okay.
You're good.
I just wanted to give us a little bit of RP for the cover.
Yeah. You have insulted a fish merchant. Congratulations. Meanwhile, talking to other fish merchants is Ida/Elric. They are telling you that they haven't seen much of anybody. That it's been a quiet day here after the craziness that went on yesterday.
Ida's just trying to keep it pretty low profile just because like she doesn't want anybody questioning it too much. Would she know, can I roll like a contacts to see if she would know somebody specifically, like who would who would be the person to talk to about getting out?
Okay. Yeah, you can roll contacts for that.
Hell yeah. Now, why would you do that? It's a fair. I have good contacts. God. Okay, yeah, it's a fair.
Yeah, with a fair, you're really not sure who to turn to for that. I'm afraid.
Okay. All right. Then she's gonna make her way around and probably head back to the would she know that that's where Hathor took Anoush to back to the public house? Do you, I mean, because I don't know that you would you have said that like or like
Yeah, he probably would have dropped it in your brain. And there's
put a
not
pin.
really anywhere else. I think he would have been able to be like secluded, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I think if I don't think I'm really getting anything, getting any more information, I would head back towards the public house to check on my fellow conscripted, forced into servitude guy.
All right. Meanwhile, your fellow conscripted force into servitude guy is rolling an investigate to see what he can figure out.
Okay. Very good. I would also love to invoke one of my aspects and
Mm-hmm.
use my Persian polymath high
Okay.
concept And add a +2 to this.
Okay, Persian polymath. I can see it. I can see it.
It's my research abilities. I got a 1, 2, superb.
Superb. With your superb, you are thinking back, and you remember when you were talking about the events of yesterday and talking about how Ida uh, was Father Wulfric for a while, and how that interest of that in particular came onto Alfred's face when during that speech. Um, you, from your observations, determine there's something between those two. There's something between Alfred and Father Wulfric.
Ah. Oh, I cannot believe I missed it before. Okay, here's what I do. Hafthor speaks in my mind. He probably can hear me. I think I am going
Not how that works.
I tell him where I'm going in my mind. Just think it really
Not at
hard.
all. Not even a little bit.
Very good. And I pack up all my things and I go there.
All right. So you are out of the public house before Ida gets back to it. So you head to the church. The church is a much nicer building than most of the sort of thatched roof wooden buildings here. It's been given a lot of attention due to its prominence in the culture of the city. And are you just going to walk right in, or?
Okay. I know where I'm not dumb. I contacted my friends using our powers. I know they're gonna show up soon,
For sure.
probably. So I'm gonna try to sneak around and like check through like any openings in the wood or like the windows, like listen, like really take inspiration from Halfthor and be a fucking spy.
All right. Well, we'll continue with your superb investigation roll for that.
Oh,
Yeah, why not? So you can look through the cracks in the wood and listen in, and you determine that there's definitely people in the church. You don't specifically hear Father Wulfric. You don't specifically hear or see any sign of Alfred. But there's definitely people in the church, and it's let's see, it's around noon, so uh, they are sort of being quiet and getting ready for service.
okay. Well, maybe it'd be better if I could see things. And this is a place of worship. No harm can come to me here. And they'll show up soon. And it'd be good if we had the ball and I could get it, and then we could just leave. This makes sense. I'm gonna try to like sneak into the church and sit in the back.
Pardon while we all wince in traumatized Christian.
I, my body starts to burn. The one thing that can kill me.
All right, stealth roll to get in there unseen.
Not terrible at these.
That's good. Which is funny given how you
I'm not
generally.
terrible. I'm average.
I see.
That was a pun, a play on words.
That's right.
That's what I am. I'm average, and I got a good.
Good. All right, you managed to sneak into one of their hard, unpleasant pews that they've got for some reason. Why they don't want their people to be comfortable while they worship is beyond you, but um, you see that there are a few people. Like this noontime service is not something that the whole town comes to or anything, but a few people come in, and you are unnoticed as you come in, but let me check and see if someone notices you after. Oh,
Put my
okay. When the father comes into the room and starts reciting in Latin from
Of course.
his holy text, um,
Not how you say that. That's wrong.
his eyes fix like daggers upon you, and
I sink down just a little bit. I hide.
he starts after he's read from the Latin. He starts talking to his congregation. Uh, Around this time, by the way, Ida, you are finding that the common house is empty. Well, not empty, but it's empty of Anush.
Did you see? Did you see where my companion went? I told him to stay still.
I told them. I told y'all.
Your friend didn't stay still. He came and sat and just sort of stared into space for a while, and then he left again.
He
It's pretty
does.
funny because
He,
it's not how how Halfdor's powers work for Anush to speak to him, but there's also a complete leap for him to think it works with Ida. That is like a
Oh, I didn't. I
one
don't
is
think it does. I don't
a
think it
short
does.
one, and then the other one is like no, I'm not saying you, Cameron.
Yeah.
I'm saying Anush's.
I don't think Anush does either.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he thought you would have told her.
Got
yeah,
it.
obviously,
Yeah.
obviously.
Okay. That makes more sense. Now.
He kind of Ida like sighs and does an impression of her brother that from every single time she ever annoyed him ever, and she's just like, did you happen to see which direction he went?
Uh, yeah, it was hard to miss. Actually, he had out and he points in the direction of the church.
Thank you. And as calmly as somebody can do in a panic, makes her way to
So
the
not
church.
very.
Not very. She's like, great, go. And she immediately like books it over to the church. Um, still as Elric. And very quietly makes her way in to see if she can spot him or what's going on.
All right. Okay, go ahead and give me stealth.
Yeah, God loves me. That's a superb.
Oh, it's a superb. Okay. With that, you are not even noticed by the priest. So you sneak in, and you can see Anush in one of the back piers, sort of hunched down a little bit as though he's trying not to be seen, but oh, he is seen. Um,
I was good. It's a good hide.
It's a good hide.
It's a good hide, guys.
good hide.
Oh,
Oh, we lost David.
Pause.
So meanwhile, what is Hafthor up to?
I think after berating this fishmonger a little bit
Poor
and
fishmonger.
just getting kind of like not trying to make a scene though, but just trying to create a dialogue and maybe like arguing over the like what's better kind of fish and what's better for you maybe or like tastes better and all that. He's
Look,
just
we
and he's
can't
just
really
using
catch.
that as a distraction
Mm-hmm.
to I want to glean specific information from from um,
Pagan.
from Pagan. Sorry, my little one is trying to break into the office.
Fun.
So yeah, I try to glean specific information from Pagan about sort of like what happened last night. If Alfred has contacted him, I kind of want to do like 3 things.
Okay.
And I don't. We could either roll for all 3 or like whatever, right? But
All right.
the first one is what happened last night, like after he chased us, we left, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Including sort of what the mayor Edmund's sort of thoughts or plan or strategy is, like what their
Mm-hmm.
like goal is, and then 2, if Alfred is contacted, because he thinks the church is the best contact, and he knows that he had a couple contacts in the area, not necessarily specifically Hastings, but he was sure that Alfred had more.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably also thinks the church is their best bet eventually. And then the last thing he wants to know is where are the nearest other bullies, and if there's any around.
Okay. All right. You can do an investigation to probe into his mind.
Okay. I currently only have one aspect right now that is
Okay.
fascinated by Anush.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I've revealed my identity, can we add Master of Tactics to that?
Absolutely.
Hell
Master
yeah.
of Tactics.
And I will invoke that right now because he's trying to assess the situation for tactical purposes and
Okay.
get information for what they're going to do. Oops. What? I've totally allied that. One of my dice flew right out of the box. +3 to. Did you say notice or investigate? I'm sorry.
Investigate.
Investigate. I don't have any. So that goes from a good, and then I'm going to invoke that. It's superb.
Superb. All right. So, you dive into his brain, and you get images of last night, of watching you sail off, of yelling at people with boats to see if someone can chase you down and being unsuccessful, and having to go back to Robert and report on his failure, and the cold look that Robert gave him, that he was sure was going to end him up in some stocks or something like that, but then Robert just sort of shook his head and went on with things. But what he was ordered after that to watch for you, specifically for the 3 of you. Like Alfred wasn't mentioned at all. Ulf wasn't mentioned at all. Just the 3 of you. And let's see. He hasn't seen Mayor Edmund since then. If you were asking about him, but he thinks that he's Robert's man, right?
Yeah.
And he takes his orders from him, but Robert doesn't really keep him informed on things. So
Yeah.
a lot of this is sort of hearsay. Like he's been hearing that Robert has been taking people in to question, but he doesn't know whom or where.
Specifically powered people?
Yes.
Got it.
Well, specifically the people that
The
were
people
there.
that were there.
Yeah.
That I think Hathor is making the leap that everybody there. Right now he thinks everybody there is getting something from the like Norse pantheon or something, some sort of powers.
Right.
Okay.
And as for his men, they are looking throughout the town, or they're supposed to be, but he suspects that they are fucking off.
Okay, I want to try something. Let's work together here. Let's make a deal. I want to try something pretty cool. Again, Hafler, I think, is as a tactician, he needs to find the boundaries of his powers.
Mm-hmm.
So he can know exactly how to use them in a battle or a fight or whatever kind of thing, right?
Hmm.
So he wants to, I don't know if it would be a combination of like deceive/will. I want to essentially plant in his mind like a sound if I can, and see if he reacts and turns that way. And I want it so like if it makes sense, like spatial audio, right? Like if it was like I want to see if Hafthor has the ability to go put in his mind the sound of Ida's voice over his right shoulder and see if he turns. This is just a probing thing. I don't necessarily want it to like. I'm not trying to use it to distract for anything. He just wants to see, can I do this?
Okay. All right. Roll a deceive.
Did, as a point of question, did Pagan ever notice that it was Ida? Because whenever he was aware of her, she was either Father Wolfric or Hafthor.
No, at one point you turned back to Ida.
Did I? I was a
I thought you
child.
did.
I was a child, and then I was Hafthor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I did, but was he caught up by then? So I
Oh,
guess
I don't
I
know.
don't think he was.
Okay,
so.
so then I guess I'll have it be Anush's voice then.
Okay. Cheerful voice of Anush.
Where is my? Let's move that closer here. That tab's better. Deceive is a great. Very good. Yeah, great.
Great. All right. So you do your best to sort of push Anush's voice into his mind as though it's happening behind him, and he gets startled and looks back and starts to look around. And he's searching the area
Okay.
for Anush.
And he puts that away in his brain and finally says, "I will buy your stupid unsalted fish." And I don't know, gives him like a copper or some shit. Can I interest you in a cat horse? I'm just kidding. So he doesn't say that.
You buy some fish.
You also read in his mind that all he's ever wanted was a cat horse.
I've heard of
His life would
famous
have gone.
Nordic cat horses.
Yeah.
I've seen others with them, and I wanted to buy them, but I couldn't.
All right. Meanwhile, back in the church.
I head to the public house just to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back in the church, Anush, you are ducking. The father is giving I've lost the word. A sermon. The father has given a sermon on the holiness and sanctity of work and of supporting the efforts of those whom God has chosen to put in power. And after his sermon, he thanks everyone. He's like giving his hand to be kissed by everyone.
Is there a back room? Like a place where people have been coming out of?
There are other rooms in the church for sure.
As he's distracted, saying like greeting people, I want to dip
He's not
because I know I've
distracted.
been seen. Damn it.
He's so not distracted. He is like, you can see his eyes aren't on you like 100% of the time, but they flick back all the time.
I think while he is blocked by these people, then I will
Okay.
leave.
All right.
Even though I know he can see me. Yeah, I want to like try to go through into the back.
Into the back. All right. Ida, are you just watching?
Can I continue to use that superb stealth check to like kind of duck and change into another one of the clergy that are there to like support Father Wolfric?
Okay.
One that I don't see in the room, obviously, because
Yeah,
that would be
for sure.
bizarre. And then I'm going to walk after Anush, making eye contact with Father Wolfric, and nod and just be like, "I got this." and like go and follow him.
Give me that deceive roll. I know it's going to be a wonderful roll, but I have to
Please.
have it.
Please. Okay. So 1, 2, 3,
Can I give the help? No, I can't.
4. No, you sure can't. Oh, I need my ladder.
Arguably, you're hurting the cause.
I'm already so
so.
with a +4, I already got 2 superb, and then I got 2 more. So I'm 2 above superb, whatever that is. I don't have my ladder in front of me. So I did really good.
Legendary, right?
Very nice.
Wait, you did an epic.
Superb, epic.
I did epic.
It's
No.
epics.
No, it goes superb, fantastic, epic,
fantastic,
legendary. Sorry.
All right,
that was-
with an epic,
my coffee's kicking in.
I'll go ahead and roll for him just in case. No.
Already
Okay.
finished.
So you have successfully deceived the priest, and you follow
Going to
him.
hell. I'm going to hell.
Yes, you have both impersonated and deceived the priest now, so you are definitely
It's not looking
in a good place as far as your soul is concerned.
Yeah, so I follow back, and I put a hand on Anoush, who thinks he's being stealthy, and
I punch in the face. I just like reel around and hit.
Oh, great! This is good. This will be
You
good.
punch a monk in a church
Damn right I do.
as a Persian in
Roll.
Here's the thing.
1000.
I don't do that because I got a terrible. So I don't think I hit anything.
Okay.
Ina just grabs up, like reaches up and grabs your hand and goes, "I'm here to help, son."
Have you have you seen a man holding a ball on orb?
Anoush, you have the worst accent ever. You gotta stop. You have
Is that you, Edith? Is
Yes,
that you?
of course it's me.
Oh, jeez, you give me a heart attack. Goodness gracious.
You are in full sight. I told you to avoid the church. They know to look for you.
Yes, but then I told Haftar that I think his man is here working with the priest. Did he not tell you?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
I don't
Okay,
think
it
it
is
works
okay.
that way. Okay. Okay. So he's here. So you think that he's here?
Yes, and now you know, and we are all caught up. Yes, Haftar knows, you know, I know, we're good.
I don't know if we're good, but we are caught up. Yes.
Well, I do not know why you are here.
Because we didn't get any information, and when I went back to the public house, you were gone, and then he said that you came here, the one place. I said, "Hey, probably don't go here. You're going to get." I mean, I don't think we should be testing your gifts quite yet.
I'm not testing my gifts. I have deduced that Alfred will be here to work with the father.
Okay.
He needs more than one person to pilot the boat, like Haftar said. It's just a logical. It's just a logical choice. I feel like you think this is some
Okay.
maybe something did go wrong, and
I
maybe
think-
that is my fault.
Yeah.
But
I think we
I do
need
not
to-
know if you need to be in danger as well.
I think I'm in less danger than you are at this point. Okay.
Yeah, I think Halfthor would know too, and probably would have communicated at breakfast. I just didn't want to give 30 minutes of exposition. That he, in his mind, he would think that the only people that would probably be able to freely travel would be the church.
He's the only person, freely. But let us just reach out and talk to him and tell us that we are all here, and maybe we wait.
Does it work?
He'll show up.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
This is what he showed us.
You have to get out of here. So Ida's gonna look around to see if there's like because we've gone deeper into the church.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gonna look around to see if there's a way to like a side door to shove him out. Be like, go find
No. We're so close. We're so close. All we need to do is find the orb. I think
No,
it is here.
no, we need Hathor.
Just take
We shouldn't all
let's just
be
take a
apart.
couple minutes and let us look. Let us take a couple minutes and let us look. We have notified Halfdor that we are here. He will show up.
Okay. All right. I okay. Um okay, all right. I think that's a bad idea, but fine. Okay.
Okay, it's okay. It's just very quick, very quick. I'll be out before anybody else sees me.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to look for the orb, or I fucking forgot his name. I think it's Arthur, but I don't,
It's
I don't
Alfred.
think that's wrong. Alfred.
It's always Arthur.
It's Arthur.
Explains so much, honestly. I can't help with investigation or anything like that.
I'm very good at it.
Okay. Uh I guess Ida's just gonna like like be a defense. Like she's just gonna be like stand to like distract anybody who might come in while he looks around to see if but we have to make it fast. We have to go if it's not immediate.
All
There is
right.
this, there is right before maybe come up with a it's called a contingency plan. Something that happens when things go wrong. I want to sketch really quick because I'm guessing she probably hasn't seen this beast. Like take out like a peach apartment, and like as I'm looking, I'm sketching an elephant, and then I
Alright.
want to give it to her. This is very big, almost the size of this church.
Okay.
Okay, if something goes wrong, I think this might be what you transform into next.
Okay.
Have you seen those really badly drawn children's drawings with like eyes that are like on one side and stuff? That's what I imagine Ida's gonna turn it. Just this monster nightmare beast.
I think Anusha's very good artistically because I know that like especially like polymaths have to draw graphs
Yeah.
and like have to be able to like perfectly like when my dad was growing up in Iran, like modern day, he was like forced to learn how to write perfectly
I think
and
there's
draw
also a
perfect.
difference though between seeing a perfect
2D
drawing
and 3D.
and
Mhm. Yeah,
translating
yeah, yeah.
that into
Oh,
your
absolutely.
brain and making it a weirdly nightmarishly dimensional. It looks like flat but has an incredible amount of mass.
You
And
know it.
you've told her that it's as big as this church.
Oh, about the
Ugh.
biggest, about this big as this should. Yes,
All
I'm
right.
so ready. I'm
Fine.
so ready.
Okay, first thing I'm going to have you roll, Cameron, is I'm going to have you roll a notice roll.
Oh, not as good as those. Okay.
I can give the help action with that or is it just for Cam? Is this something I can give the help with?
Cam's the one exploring the back of
Oh, that
the
was amazing.
church.
That was
Okay.
absolutely incredible. It's all good. Everything's fine. We're hunky and we're Dory. What was the one above superb? Epic. Epic.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
All right. Let me see. Okay. So as you are investigating, you notice that there is someone back here, sort of leaning next to one of the doors. It is Rouland, one of Pagan's men.
Is there like a ceremonial knife or whatever one of like a sharp cross?
Sharp cross.
A wrench.
Not a wrench, a sharp cross, or like a heavy object that I could brandish as a weapon,
Um,
preferably a sharp cross.
There might be there there might be a I forget exactly what it's called, but it's a heavy thing that you put incense in and then they
Oh, the
use it.
sensor.
The sensor.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's usually a big heavy metal thing. Yeah.
oh, you said it has
yeah.
a mace.
Yeah.
I'll take a sensor if there's one.
They also have those
Okay.
crosses on a stick. It's like a halberd, right? That like the one walks through in front of the priest.
Not as heavy as or easy to wield as a sensor.
I'm very weak.
I just
Are you
want to
fine?
picture this Muslim man swinging around a cross on a stick.
Does this? Can I see him at all without him seeing me? Does he have the
Yes,
orb?
you spot him before he can
Okay.
spot you. He does not have the orb.
Okay. But if he is he like seem like he's guarding that room?
Yes. Actually, he's sort of looks like he's trying not to be seen, but you spotted him nonetheless. He looks like he's keeping a watch on the room.
Ah, very good, very good. Here's the thing. I don't know what to do, so I am going to take a just a little like coin from my pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to get like right up against the wall, like so he can't see me, and I'm going to throw it into another room, throw it into another hall, so that he hears a clinking clink.
Right.
Mhm.
Sure.
I'm very good. I'm very good at this, guys.
Let's call that a deceive.
Oh, pretty good at that. Pretty good.
I thought
Look
I
at
was going to be the
this.
chaos this time around, and still can.
I am not the chaos. I cannot die. I got a. I got the great.
Great. Okay. Well, let's see what he gets. All right. So you toss a coin into the next room, and you see Rulon sort of stand a little straighter, look at it, look at the room as though doubting his own senses, and then proceed to sort of stealthily creep into that other room to look.
And as he exits the doorway, I'm just going to go into the room he was watching.
All right. Okay, so you open the door. The first thing you see is Alfred in a chair, tied to that chair, with a gag over his mouth.
I close the door really quick, just like very slowly.
The second thing you see is that he does not have the orb on him.
Okay, I am going to go up to him. I'm going to look him in the eyes, and I'm going to say, "Shh, I can get you out of here." Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm? You tell me one thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the orb?
Mm-hmm.
Can you look at it? Is it in this room? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, I'm going to remove the gag very quickly. You tell me where it is, and if you are correct, I will untie you. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Remove the gag.
Robert has it.
Robert has it. Okay, do you have a knife or anything I could cut you free?
No, they didn't let me keep my knife.
Did they put it in this room somewhere? Do they have weapons or something? Something sharp I can cut it with?
Robert took it with him.
I look in this room. Is there something sharp I can cut the rope with?
Sure, there's a knife.
I'm going to take it and I'm going to stab it in his neck.
All right. Just flat on murdering the tied up man. Okay.
Cut off.
Yeah, and I
loose
feel like
ends.
I'm just like shaking as I do it, and I do it very slowly, and it's like
Oh.
unceremoniously, and I like turn around, and my eyes are wide, and I breathe there, and I like, almost have a panic attack, but I just like really just try to calm myself, and I'm going to listen at the door to see if he is there. And all the time I'm talking to Hafthor. I'm like, okay, I killed him. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm very much just like plotting out exactly what I'm doing in my mind, trying to send it to him.
Oh no.
I mean,
Okay, if you are close at all, let me know because this is getting very bad.
so
Around this time, can I come?
Well, you went to the public house, right?
Yeah, and then I would have immediately saw that nobody was there.
Right. Nobody there.
Probably did the same thing that Ida did and said, "Where's they go to the church," and then
Right.
immediately been very concerned that something not this bad, but something bad would happen.
Ida would have gone, would have been watching him go to the door, and then would have heard some kind of noise of distress.
Nope. Just very quickly put the gag
Yeah,
over
you
his
actually
mouth
would be
again.
really quiet when you.
That's true.
The air would escape, and he would just.
Basically, I saw my friend go into a room and then not come out of it again.
Right.
So I guess I'm gonna try to go, just again very calmly go into that room, or check on it. Is Ruland was there? Is he still?
Ruland was there.
Is he
He
still
has come
gone?
back out. He has come back out. He did not find anything in that room, and so he's come back out.
Okay. I will look confused at him and say, "Why are you here? Pagan was looking for you."
Pagan looking for me.
Yeah, they think they found the Moorish man down by the docks. They need help.
And they told you.
They're telling everybody. That's why I'm confused why you're here.
I'm here because Lord Robert put me here. This is where I stay. Till he tells me otherwise.
All right, it's your head then.
Look, preacher man. You just do what you're told, and everything will be all right.
I'm going to try to punch him in the face. So I'm just like, fuck.
We are panicking. We're panicking.
Can I come in at this moment?
You can come into the church at this moment.
And see a preacher punch a
I'm
guy
in
in
the
the
back.
hallway.
We're in the back.
She's in the
We're
back.
in the back of the annex of the church. I'm so sorry.
Listen. It's not good. It's so not good. It is in fact mediocre. I just
All right, you attempt to hit him. Well, let me make sure he doesn't roll it abysmally. No, he did not. So you attempt to punch him. He looks at you funny and sort of lets your fist pass by his head and into the wall. And he grabs a hold of the front of your robes. You got a problem with me, churchman? Because
I'm listening,
I can make your problem much bigger.
As I'm listening at the door, if I hear him say that, can I open the door?
Yeah.
And then stab him in the neck?
All right, he's not tied up, so that's going to be a fight roll.
Okay. It worked so well last time, and it's the only move I have.
Am I?
It's good.
I was like, can I give the help, because he's technically he's grabbing me? Could I reach up? I could reach up and grab his wrist to lock him into place a little bit more. So you got a help action?
Yeah, you can provide help with that.
It's a great.
Great. Okay. And
could I? This is a long shot, but one of my aspects, my trouble is far from home and family. And can I say this is a panicked moment, and the adrenaline has kicked in, and it gives me a +2? It's just stab him in the neck.
He just wide-eyed, what is happening?
Sure, I'll allow it.
So kind.
It's a fantastic. I fantastically stab him in the neck. Fantastic. All right, let's do his roll. Where'd I go. There I got it. All right. So you with that. Okay, so you cut into his neck and shoulder area. He is bleeding fantastically. He screams, not having expected you there. He is not dead, but he is bleeding from the neck.
When I
No,
hear
no,
the
no, 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 no.
screaming, can I rush
No, no.
back?
Just jab it in a little more.
No.
No, stop.
Ida like pushes him back into the room and like grabs Anush to like pull him out. Like, go run. We have to run. Run.
Robert, the man Robert has the orb.
I don't care. Go run.
Run.
All right, so
a priest covered in blood, just like panic.
Just like my mind is being like, Halfthor, where are you? Halfthor, where are you? We killed two people. We gotta go. Robert has the orb.
all right.
Madness.
Ruland is going to get an attack before you are out of his range. So he's going to go after the one who stabbed him, naturally. So if you could roll a fight to resist.
You got it. As a fair.
Fair is actually, he rolled badly, so that is actually enough. You don't take any stress. Okay, so you managed to get out of his reach and are heading out, and followed by the bloody priest. And Halfthor, you see, you hear the scream. You start heading back. You see Anush and
Is
a
Ruland
priest.
still standing?
Ruland is still back in the back, so you can't tell.
I pushed him into the room and then probably tried to close the door very quickly.
But if I see you guys in the back though, before like coming out, I'm gonna. What happened?
You know, I've been telling you. What do you mean you don't know what happened?
I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Holy shit. Oh no. It's
What?
not good.
Why are you covered in blood?
A
Why
priest-
are you both covered in blood?
A priest runs up, because I am still that priest, runs up and says, Anush stabbed 2 men in the neck. We have to go get him out.
Where's the other man?
I don't know, but the orb is with Robert. The orb is with the man named Robert.
Okay. Wait. I want to try something. There's 3 of us, and there's only 1 man, right? Okay. I would like to wait for Ruland to come out and or whatever, and I want
He's
to
gonna get the others.
I want to take over his brain.
Okay. All right. So you see Ruland come out. He's got his hand pressed over his neck, which is bleeding profusely.
I want to tell him. I think the way it would manifest is because he's again testing the boundaries, right? The Halfthor would think to himself, if I can manipulate, I can make him do stuff.
All right.
So I'll try to roll. It's will, right? Let me double check.
It is will, and he resists with will as well.
Yes. Where is my sheet again? I just had it. There it is. I had moved it over, and then I forgot where I moved it. Oof. Fantastic.
Oh, okay. He got a mediocre. So that is enough shifts to take him out, which means that you can, in fact, take over his mind in 1 turn. So,
okay. Where is the knife?
In my hand.
He takes the knife from him. Relax. He grabs him by the wrist because he's probably shaking. Breathe. Takes the knife from his hand. Has Ruland come grab the knife, stab Alfred multiple times, and then slit his own throat. In the room, closed, and then we go. We need to leave town. You guys are covered in blood. And he takes Anush's. Do you have anything on underneath?
I have a bag with a bunch of clothes in it.
Okay, we need to switch your clothes immediately.
Okay.
And get out of town.
Ida transforms into, I think it's gonna have to be Elric, unfortunately, because that would make sense for being seen with these guys still. So, but does that get rid of, because I have control over my appearance and all that, but I'm still covered in blood, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Could you use your mind to take it? Okay, put them up close.
We'll find out later. Can I roll a deceive to make it look like Rulon went mad or something and like killed Alfred and then murder suicide?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does anybody else have deceive?
Uh,
Oh yes,
I
I can
can
help.
give a help, being like, he
Yeah,
went
we'll look in the
mad.
room and point and like tell me. Oh no, like move his arm this way or something like that.
He went mad.
Ooh, broke even plus.
If a man goes mad, he does these kind of things.
I know it's not ideal, but there's something very satisfying when your dice break even. I don't know why. It's like a smooth brain feeling.
Yeah.
It's like you're still alive, but
Uh,
you're barely feeling.
Deceive, good. So I got a good if with Ida's help.
Okay.
Breathing.
All
Still
right.
alive,
You
but
feel
barely
like you've done a
breathing.
good job at setting up this false narrative.
They say bad things happen for a reason.
Stop it.
Before I close the door, I spit on Alfred
On Alfred.
and
Did
call
somebody say
him.
Normans?
You
I
rat.
spit on the ground.
Okay, all right, let's go. And during that time, while I was doing that, I would imagine Noosh had enough time to whoop, whoop.
Yeah, it's just a short. Yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
All
And
right.
then we good?
You head out. Father Wulfric is in the main area of the church and has heard the scream and is coming to investigate as you
As
emerge.
we walk out, I would like to roll another
Stab him in the
will
neck.
check, not to take over his brain, but to hear. I've been in town for a little while. Would I have seen any of the other monks or anyone he's like maybe had his eye on in like a Scarlet Letter, Father, whatever kind of way? You know what I mean?
Never. That's never happened in the Catholic Church.
Oh gosh.
Can I roll
Think of
empathy or a rapport to
Yeah, sure.
see if there's a...
You can do an empathy for that.
Okay, that's what I want to do first.
the Pope says it's cool now.
That's true. Hell yeah. That is a good.
All right. You have not seen
Okay.
much of that going on with good. No.
Well, I just want to do
Do-
like a Wilhelm scream then. A deceit. Can you do will/deceit or deceive or whatever to do like
Yeah.
a Wilhelm scream to do the same trick I did with Pagan, but like just outside of the doors.
Okay. Yeah, deceive.
So specific.
We're gonna kill a father.
No, do not kill him. Do not kill him. We take him. He probably knows where Robert is.
Okay.
We all know where Robert is.
Where
We
is
know.
my
We know where he
deceive?
is.
Yeah, he's not hard
Where
to
did it
find.
go?
Where did he go?
Sorry. Average and then minus 2 more.
He's an
Poor. I got a poor.
Okay. So you attempt to put that distraction in his brain. It does not seem to have an effect. He's staring at all of you. I heard a scream. What's going on?
Ida steps forward, hands shaking and covered in blood. It's like, just, there was a man, Roland. He went mad. We heard screaming, and we found him, and he had stabbed a man tied to a chair. He was just dead, and then he like looks like he's making himself nauseous, like making like he looks so sick. It's just like he took his own life on consecrated ground.
At this point, fake Ragnar would like to help in this deceive by trying to like grab the priest's hand and be like, Father, what do we do? It's awful.
And I want to say, they captured me. Oh no.
Dead. I'm dead.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Cameron, you're gonna make us kill this priest.
Oh no.
Oh no. Go ahead and roll that deceive then.
is okay.
I'm helping. That was my explanation of a
Yes.
help act.
Yes, you're helping.
Cam's was a bit. I hope. I hope.
Cam's was a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still a superb because I'm in Elric's body, right? So I got that +4.
Right. Okay, let's see how he does.
Oh,
Oh,
no, sorry. One above superb. Sorry, it's because I had to help action.
Cam, that's
So
fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. All right. His eyes widen. You did what? What were you even doing back there?
We heard the scream, Father, and we went to go see what was happening. We heard a struggle.
As you know, I was conscripted to work with to join the Norman army. These two men were conscripted with me. I was trying to find my friend who was taken, and emotions don't know where he was, so I was trying to find him. Come, but you have to come with me and see. You can see for yourself. And he's going to like try to like lead the father back into that room by himself, and just like Elric, like Ida's like, you got don't you do it. Don't you do it, Anush. We took the knife away from you.
Yeah, you don't have a knife anymore.
You're not
No
allowed.
more
Anush's
knife.
knife privileges are
Revoked.
restricted.
Revoked. But no, Edith's gonna try to take him, like lead him back to the room and
Okay.
show him the evidence of like, look, he was stabbed multiple times and like, but like,
Yeah,
just
and the
so,
knife's in his hand, so
yeah, in
Right.
a way to distract. So basically, Edith's trying to distract to let like Hathor and Anush skedaddle
Okay.
if they can.
Yeah, he willingly follows you back into the room and is horrified.
and Hathor will say on the way out, so that the father isn't suspicious, we will head back to camp.
Elric
And
is the goodest local boy. He's the goodest boy. He's a good.
in Eldric's head, or in Ida's head, sorry, Eldric.
Who knows?
Or no, yeah, I'll say that's what I'll say. I will take this one to Robert. He wanted to see him. And then in your head, I'll say we're headed to camp.
Uh,
Can I do, or do you want me to do C for that? Sorry, I rolled. And
no, he's already buying
Okay.
into your story. But he does turn around and says, "I need to see Robert too. We'll go together."
Fuck.
Yes, let us go together. I think this is a good idea.
We have horses at the edge of town.
Edith's just
Why?
like,
Well, because you know Robert is out of town. He got the orb and he is doing
Yeah, he's
things
at
in the woods with
because
it.
the camp's not in town, right?
we're
It's like
going to go.
a little
We're gonna go.
away.
We're gonna
I thought the
go.
camp was like a little bit away.
Actually, they're building a mostly half-built a wooden castle within the
Okay.
town limits.
Okay. We in that case, knowing that, then he wouldn't have said the horse is out of town.
Right.
He said, he'll say something like, Pagan said to, I can go get, or who would he think is better? Elric, go get Pagan and tell him to meet us at the place he said. Robert wants to keep this secret. Remember? And then in your head is saying, meet us by the tree. We're stealing this priest.
Ba-da-ba.
Because now, if the priest is like, I also have to see Robert, there's no way to shake this tail.
Stealing a priest.
Or do we want to go to Robert? Because then at this point, if you say something out loud different, or you respond like, let's just go along with it, that was more of a question. Are we kidnapping the priest?
Elric, looking panicked as Ida is panicking, is just like, I think we should go speak with Lord Robert.
Okay, we go straight to Robert then. And he takes Anush with the priest, and he's like, great. He's like, got Anush.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is a good idea, yes. I think it might be a good idea you fill him in like you filled in our friend a few moments ago.
That's not necessary.
You know, fill him in so that he is completely aligned with us.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about giving you all the knowledge you need.
I will, with that, I will try to roll. I think he picks up what Anush is putting down and
In my
tries to roll
mind,
to
you
take
don't
over his
hear
brain.
mind control, mind control,
Yeah.
mind control. Mind control.
So I will try to roll a will.
Okay.
2 plus will is 2 above. Superb is epic again.
All right. So you lash out with your mind into the mind of Father Wolfric, and you do. His nose starts bleeding, and he pushes his hands to his nose. Ah, my head. Oh Lord, what is happening?
Father, perhaps
Did he resist? Damn.
Mhm.
you should sit and rest a while. It has been a very disturbing day.
The Devil's Stone has had an effect on all of us.
I don't know anything
Very
about that.
trying times.
Well, if we taking him to Robert, we would know that something happened. I thought. I don't know.
Elric doesn't know shit.
Okay. I
All
don't
right.
know. Okay, we got to go above the table for a second. Are we gonna fucking kill this priest, or are we just gonna try Jet?
No, I'm trying
gonna
to.
kill-
I'm
I'm
trying
gonna
to.
kill
Of
him.
course you are. I'm trying to ditch the priest. I'm trying to convince.
I'm trying to
priest.
ditch him too, but he wants to die.
No,
He's gonna report us back to Robert. He's gonna be like, these people and that guy that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, at this
We're
point, you're
here.
putting your brother in danger.
he's already in danger. He
All
works. He's in the Norman army at this point.
Probably dead.
Probably dead.
But
All right, I don't know. Whatever. All right, I'm going with the flow then.
That's what I'm doing, man. Just go with the flow. Empty brain, throwing fists.
I mean, Father, we can pass on the message, whatever message you have for Lord Robert. We can pass along. You are clearly unwell.
Also, somebody should be at the church in case the bodies are found or Pagan returns.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we tell Robert that you need to speak
No,
to him?
shut
And we
up!
could...
And I smack Anush. I say, silence! And I backhand.
And I put my head down.
I will stay. Tell Robert to come at once.
Immediately.
Of course, Father.
And we'll send Pagan along the way too, to make sure you're protected.
Yes, Pagan. Of course.
Elric nods.
And in both your heads, you just hear in the sandstorm voice, run.
Elric is not going to run. Elric is going to. Ida is going to walk like
Yeah.
with urgency, but like head out, and like grab Anush's arm and kind of
Yeah, we're both
jerk
like
him,
we're like roughing him out the door.
And while you walk with urgency, I'll walk with Persiancy.
Hey!
That's good.
I don't
You
know what
did
that
another
means,
funny.
but
I don't. You don't know what that means? I'll explain it later.
Okay, and then let's fucking get gone. Go back to our little fucking burrow tree hole.
I think as we're walking, I think Ida is under her breath like, okay, Robert has the orb, has the god rock, so like what do we do? Do we go? Like
Half door goes tries to like motion and then winks with you. So great. I actually do think that was actually great. Oh, sorry. No, good. One short of great. It's good.
Yeah, all you need is average to communicate.
So
with
we're
people
in.
who want to communicate. with
okay.
you.
We're
So
locked in the matrix.
can I communicate
Yeah.
back?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure in case anybody was around or something.
So Robert took the orb. He's got it. Do we not just go and see what we can find? I don't know. We have to get the orb, so why go anywhere else?
we need to have a plan to go in there. And right now we have a bloody Anush and a priest and loose ends. We need to enter tactically. I agree that we need to get in there, but if Anush comes in, how do we get him out?
If we go, where was as Pagan was still at the docks, correct? Last time you saw him, Halflor?
Yes, he would. Yeah, he'll tell you that.
Okay. My father should be gone from our home. Let's go there
Let's go.
and have a place of privacy.
Okay. We also don't know where Fillmore and Askerlin are. Just as a.
Yeah.
So can I roll a notice to see if I see any of those other two turds?
Yeah, go for it.
I got 4 negatives.
That's
So
not good. You got
that
nothing.
goes to down to a terrible. No, it goes beyond terrible.
Oh,
No,
wow.
no, it's a terrible. It's a terrible.
Yeah, you don't see him.
Too distracted.
You sure don't.
All right. We head to your papa's
Edith's,
house.
Edith's papa's house.
Yeah. Once there, Ida drops everything, and now she is Ida, and she you guys see a very plain, like, single room hut situation, dirt floors, hard packed. But you see she goes and like stokes a fire a little bit, and goes around and like finds like a basin and fills it with water, from a jug that there is always like a little bit jug of water, and grabs rags to help like clean up Anoush. But she becomes very efficient very quickly. And you can see this is like her place, her, like, she knows everything in this room. So yeah. Okay, so what's the plan? What do we do?
Again, testing my powers. Can I try to use my telekinesis to try to help Ida clean? Like grab maybe another brush that's around or something?
Sure, you don't need to roll for that. You can.
Hell yeah. I just want to see. Hathor is just. I want to feel like a Disney princess for a second.
Yeah, you get some like Fantasia shit going with the
Hell
broom.
yeah, dog. All right. Okay. I agree we need to see Robert. But one, we don't know who he's taken. There's a lot of information we don't know. We don't know who he's taken. We don't know how fortified he is. And we don't know if we get in, we can get out. I believe that, okay, in war, we are essentially at war. I told Oof that yesterday, and I will reiterate it again. And in war, planning over haste is almost always the right choice. Haste leads to murdered priests in the back of a parish.
Honestly, Anoush, what were you thinking? That was horrifying.
Don't fully understand how that happened. Glad Alfred is dead, though. That is a loose end, both personally and in this conflict I needed tied off.
This very much feels like a dream. And I don't know if it is quite caught up with me yet, but it seems like there's no other choice.
She's like very gently like cleaning your hands and like your face, and just like being very gentle about it because you look traumatized. But she's just like, okay, so maybe we don't do that again for a while. That's
Oh, it's very much not want to do that ever again. Yes.
I don't know about ever. I think
Oh,
we'll be
no.
doing that a lot. Speaking of which, when we get back to camp,
No.
we need to. I don't think you know how to swing a weapon, do you?
Oh, no, we don't have to do that anymore.
We have to.
We need to get
See,
the orb, and we need to go. This is it. And then we study, and then we live normal lives. We can.
and
I
at this
don't have to
point,
do
I
that
think
anymore.
Halfthor grabs one of the bloody rags that you put to the side or something, right? Something with a little bit of blood stain.
Mhm.
He takes a cup of water, just a little, like one of those little half wooden, and he squeezes out a drop of blood onto the top of the water. And he says, that drop represents the one death you initiated. And now the entire cup is bloody water, and it will only spread. You cannot go back to the life that you had.
I
It is
take the
a
cup.
new life, and you need to deal with that.
It is an apt symbol. I take the cup and I dump it out on the floor.
Could you? This is my home. Could you not?
It took 2 days to get that water.
I'm sorry.
It's I listen. And she's like holding her
Put
hands
blood
up.
in it.
She's she puts her hand up. She's like, that line of conversation isn't helpful. From the situation. She looks at Anu. She says, "Our lives are never going to be the same again. Anyway, we've all been blessed or touched or whatever you want to say. We
I have
all.
not been touched in months.
I don't
What?
like that conversation.
I don't understand. I have touched you before.
I feel like he's making some kind of reference to something that I know nothing about, and I don't enjoy that feeling. So I'm going to move on. Anyway, Anush, I understand, but our lives are different already. Already, I feel like a different person, and it's not just because I can change my face. Something has changed. And you said we need to know, and you know, and we must be we must be smart about it, which I don't know anything about. But if we're worried about getting into the place and not being able to get out, then it would follow that we should lure them out.
Yes, I agree. Or get in. Uh, there is every camp, every army has scouts. You are an invaluable spy. You can be anyone and anything who can get in and get out in a way that me and Anush cannot. And you can find that information. Perhaps you can go as Elric and say that you can make yourself bruised or cut. Go and say they got away and overpowered me. I was whatever, and we could find and then head out later whenever and try to gather information, see what the defenses are, how many entrances and exits, how many guards there are, how many of the people that Robert is trying to get he has kidnapped, how many are out on the loose, how many are opposing him, how many are working with him. This is all information. If you cannot gather it all, any bit will be helpful upon entering. Unknown variables. And he looks at Anush with the variables word.
Unknown variables indeed.
Fine. Then, so I will go to where they are.
I will hang out. I can wear a cloak or something and change my disguise. He'll probably has like black paint too that he has for like if he was gonna go into a war. So he'll like kind of black himself a little bit, make himself a little more muddier, wear the cloak. And he'll try to link with you and we'll test the boundary and see if he can be like hang out outside the camp, kind of mulling around anywhere close to the wooden castle and see, and so that way you can relay information real time.
What might be something you could do would be to find the miller. His son was taken, or his son was there. Vermund.
Okay.
So if they are taking those of us who were there, then oh God, would they take a child? Yeah, I suppose they would.
Would
Um,
Robert take a child? Yes. I think we know that.
so would they also take the child's father? So, ask, see.
Probably not. Yeah, let's see. I will. I would know where the Miller is, right? I've been around for a few weeks.
I feel
Few
like it'd
weeks
be
around
easy
there.
to
Yeah, I
ask
mean the
around
town's got
even.
like 50 fucking buildings, maybe.
Yeah.
He's easy to find. Yeah.
Okay, and Anush, you maybe do more research here
Yes, I'll stay here.
because I don't think he could find his way back to camp, right?
No. He's also very
I'll stay
colorful
here.
and easy to be found.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, I'll stay
but
here.
with that being said, then once they find the body, the alarms might be raised. No, we need to get him to the edge of the woods and beyond, because when in any minute, not any minute, in some short time, somebody is going to communicate to Robert and the priest that there was a murder in the church and people that were supposed to go to Robert are not there. So we need, and they're going to search for him. I will double back and come find the Miller. I'm going to take Anush back to camp and he can
Here's what
research
I
with
can
Oof.
do. Me and Oof can get the ship ready.
Yes, I
Once
believe
you
that
get
is a
the
good
orb,
course.
we leave.
100%. I will come get Oof in case there is a problem.
Agreed.
Okay. That's what we'll do. Okay. And he gives like a really hearty and looks at you as like a peer and an equal and says, "You're on your own. Good luck."
Question. Something that crossed my mind.
Hmm.
This link we have up here.
Mm-hmm.
How
And
how does
then
this work?
give me 1 second.
I don't think it works the way you think it works.
I got more than an average. He says, like, I have to start it. I
This makes sense.
initiate.
This makes sense.
And
So
he
you did
said
not
he said
hear
I am
anything I
learning.
said?
Yeah, and then he says I'm learning the boundaries, but distance plays a role. So as a
So you did
good
not hear
rule,
anything I said to you? You
no,
didn't hear all that?
none of it. We will talk
It's
later.
okay. You don't have to. I won't repeat.
Thank you. And then yeah, I would like to roll. Would it be an athletics or a will, or not will? Would it be athletics? I guess. Yeah, because I'm not gonna be slowed down. I want to run the 3 miles that we said with a noosh on my back. Uh, Heavy pace, rucking.
Okay.
You could just turn into what I drew you.
And can I use would this how many actually I need to remember how many points I have because I used the one.
You use the one that you have. You
Oh,
only
I
have
only
one.
have one, huh? Yep.
Yeah.
I was mixing up my other character. Oh well.
Stupid.
Then yeah, okay. Athletics.
Athletics.
Where... That is a good.
Okay. Yeah, with a good, you're carrying a noose. He's a lightweight little guy.
Yeah, and even if it like inflicts a stress, I want to like as fast as I can get there and back, and I would think I would be able to run. So I think even with Anush on his back, maybe like 100 pounds, he could probably still run like a 10-minute mile. So I would say it would probably, and then with him off, probably around a 7.
Mm,
So you're talking about 35 minutes he can get back.
okay.
So
All right.
good luck,
So,
Ida.
Ida turns
meanwhile,
into a horse.
Hida, how are you doing this?
I think she is going to transform back into Elric just
Okay.
to get through town and get there and get out to the because so the wooden castle
Mm-hmm.
is on the outskirts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um would she have any knowledge of where like conscripted soldiers would be based in the camp outside, or like would she know where Elric actually is?
She would know that he has been set to work they're working on the castle and building the fortifications. So he's part of that group.
Okay. All right. She's just gonna like go for it at that point then. But she's going to stealthily try to find a way. Like she's gonna be keeping an eye out. So I guess the big thing is she's gonna trying to be like stealthy about it, but see if she can one like how to get in and out, like how fortified this thing is. And if she sees any of the others that were there that night that would have potentially gotten powers.
Understood. All right. Yeah, go ahead and investigate.
I don't have any investigation skills.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be average.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Very, very average.
Yeah. All right. So there's only one entrance to the castle. It's the front entrance, as castles often are.
Mhm.
You do not see any of the people who were at the Fallen Star. You do not see Robert or Pagan, or Philomore or Askelin. It's just a bunch of Normans working. There's a lot of like practice and just sort of military. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like drilling.
Yes, that's the word. A lot of drilling going on.
Got your back.
Appreciate that.
Can I basically like find a place to sit and kind of watch everything happening, and during that time actually like be watching people to uh be able to take over somebody else, like to take on the appearance of other people
Okay.
besides, so like more of a Norman, like somebody who looks more Norman. Because it says as long as I spend a minute or two studying them, I
Mm-hmm.
may change. So
Right.
so that's part of what I want to do is like be watching activity. And part of
Mm-hmm.
that would be like studying, like I'll pick one guy that I'm like, he looks like a big strong guy. I'll watch that guy. Like
Okay.
just as a
Not a
backup.
problem.
Um and then I don't know. I mean, so I guess I'd be sitting there for a little bit. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that Ida would want to go in alone with knowing that there's only one way to get in and out.
Right.
So I think she's just going to kind of like try to make herself scarce and keep on an eye out for Half Thor.
Okay. All right. Half floor, you get back. It's much faster coming back without someone on your back. You are muted.
Me and my 6'5" companion.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. Is there anywhere? So it's kind of on the outskirts. So is it close to like wooded brush or something, or any sort of brush or like
No,
any
that's
sort of
all been.
tree line? It's all been cut down for the thing, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any outcroppings, buildings, like somewhere between the town, another like shanty or any? Is there anywhere where I could essentially have Oof hide, and then I can just kind of mill around the entrance, and I'm wearing something different, and I got like maybe a little more black to try and just. I guess I could roll deceive to try to see how good my new disguise is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Broke even again. God, it's like so satisfying when there's 2 pluses and 2 minuses. Fair.
Okay. You got a fair disguise. All right.
Okay, and then I want to yeah, I want to kind of hide or I want to hide Oof in a way that makes him non-conspicuous, as giant as he is. So like specifically like hide him, and then I will just kind of like if there's like campfires around the outside, right? Like, or
Mm-hmm.
people just kind of try to talk to people and keep an open connection with Ida.
Okay. All right, let me roll a stealth for Wolf. Okay.
Can I help him?
Yeah, you can help me.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Because he's a big animal and he's got a giant axe on his back.
Yeah. He's not the best hider.
Nope.
I'll say that. Um, so you get him settled into a little shack that's currently unoccupied, and then you start to look around yourself under cover of your disguise, and you're connected with Ida, who is telling you about her lack of information. And what are you doing specifically? How are you trying to?
So I think with a lot of these camps, there's a lot of times, just like whether it's the people drilling outside of the camp, like
Mm-hmm,
outside of the walls,
for sure.
or probably cooks
Mm-hmm.
as well, right? Some sort of like chum line, right? Where people are throwing in sawdust into bread dough and brick ovens and like rats into the food, right? The meat pies.
Sure.
He kind of goes and I think maybe it's a bad limp, but he kind of like limps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Inconspicuously, and I think he's gonna use
Limps
that.
inconspicuously.
Yeah, uses his disability as a entreaty and says, I want." Tries to find like the head cook or something like that, and say, "I want to help the Normans root out these Anglo-Saxons. Is there someone I can't fight anymore? I've been I had a bad accident with the horse," and he like hits his hip a little bit. Um, how can I? But I can cook a mean stew and I can take orders. Is there someone? Is there maybe a chance of me giving you a few hours of work and seeing if I'm worth having on in your crew?
The cook uh, faces you, sort of sizes you up. Um, Says, "Well, I could always use an extra pair of hands to monitor the soup pot."
I can stir with the best of them.
All right, he lets you help him out with
And then with that,
with
if
feeding
anybody's ever
people.
worked back of the house, I'm just gonna kind of like shoot the shit with people. And
Mm-hmm.
while I'm doing that, try to probe into any like the dishwasher or the busser or anybody who comes along or any whatever, right? Like it's like one of those things if you've ever worked at a restaurant, like
Mm-hmm.
you hear the most insane conversations when you're coming up to a table that you're like,
Mm-hmm.
holy shit. Because people don't view help as people, right?
Right.
At restaurants and particularly like this. And when I was in the Navy, the people in the galley always knew the ship's gossip.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I want to kind of whatever, I don't know what role you would report, um, kind of sweeten these people up to, if I can, if they let anything slip, not necessarily probe. I don't want to ask any direct questions.
Right.
I just want to ask, like, oh yeah, this is crazy. Did you see that comment? And see if anything lets anything slip. And then even if they don't, I want to concurrently roll. What did you say? Was it notice or investigation to um, glean from their mind any information?
Okay. All right. So give me the rapport to ingratiate yourself.
I don't think I have any rapport, so this is going to be straight roll. Nope. Come on. Hey, fair.
Fair. Okay. All right. You're able to get a little bit of gossip with that, and you're digging into their brains as well. So give me that investigate.
Hell yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 is great, right?
All right.
Where's my ladder? Yeah, great.
Great. Okay. So you they're reluctant to talk at first, but they start to warm up to you and ignore your presence just like everyone else, and um, they're talking about various things, different problems that they've had, how they're pretty sure that they're going to be heading out on the morrow to meet with Harold's army. Um, that's what's on most of their minds. But you do get into one of their brains as they're sort of drifting off, and you get the sense that uh, there's something going on with Robert specifically that they just sort of stay away from, because Robert's kind of like in charge of the town, right? And so there's like this split of Robert and Pagan and his guys, and then the people who actually work in the castle are actually consider themselves Normans and stuff like that. And they're like the other ones. They're the ones that are taking care of things. But there's definitely something going on with Robert. Robert's been sneaking around the town, and one of them thinks that um, that whoever he's got locked away, he's got them locked away in one of the houses in town.
Okay. And then so just going back really quick to make sure I understood that right.
Yo,
I don't think Hathor would have known that, but you said they're marching on the morrow.
yes.
Okay, so we're a day away from the battle. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
notes that away. Give me 1 second. This is the 13th of October, so 14th of October battle, or March to battle begins.
Mm-hmm.
March to battle. Tight. Okay. And then yeah, I'm just chilling then and waiting and listening in for Ida, waiting for says a prayer to Odin.
Yeah. I think Ida is just like sitting there and kind of just thinks loudly because she's like it's like talking to in a drive-through talking to the thing and not knowing how loud you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I think you'll find no it's a lot of
Oh, sorry. Last thing, and if there's any opportunity where they're like, "Oh, go fetch this from inside" or anything like that, or whatever, Hathor is like, "Oh, I can go do it." Uh, Trying to show them like, my limp won't stop me, but
Mm-hmm.
is really trying to make sure he stays in range of Ida and gives like, because he doesn't really understand, right? So he's like trying to get as close and
yeah.
make
Sure.
sure he stays in range.
Yeah, I think Ida's just like there's only one way in and out and I'm not seeing anybody out here. So the only thing we can do is go in or get him out or get Robert out. Although why would he bring yeah. Although yeah, so that's her thing. She's just like
Well, then he'll say to you then, well, I know there's rumors he's sneaking around town, and there's a safe house in town where someone's being kept. So if you think this is a dead end, we can go try to find that
I think
house.
I think we should try to find the safe house.
Also, they're marching tomorrow, so there's going to be a hive of activity that could work as a smokescreen.
She's quiet for a while. Like you don't get an immediate response to that. And she just repeats, I think we should look in town. I think that's safer.
Okay. Yeah, I think you feel probably a little. It's an unfamiliar thing to you because now that Hathor's seen you swing wildly at multiple people and like has seen you act very bravely,
Mm-hmm.
right? And has seen you like he views you, and in like a lot of Nordic cultures, right? There's like Viking women that fight.
Mm-hmm.
He's treating you in a way that you've probably never had another male treat you, which is like close to like an equal.
Yeah, I think you get
And he's
the
legit acting for input.
Yeah, so I think the feeling that the silence you got back was less about fear and
Mm,
about herself and like whatever, but you know her like you probably she can't stop it if it's like a thought process.
yeah,
Like you see her brother. Like
yeah.
she's like her brother who is not necessarily as brave as she is probably, and who's a little bit more like just going with it, and like he's a fisherman and does that. So it's like
So this is the afternoon. I think Halflor is going to recommend that we come back in the cover of night
yeah.
and try to find the house with the lights on. Because if Robert is sneaking around town and it's whatever, and we can come with Anoush, and Anoush can help us glean some stuff.
I agree. I think that's the best course of action.
Okay. And then he says, "Oh, I gotta go take a piss," and then he just fucking leaves.
Crazy man.
And Elric just backs up out of like just like heads out. Actually, probably she would find a way to become her because a plain girl isn't
Yeah.
actually going to be as noticeable. So she'll probably just head out.
Okay. All right. You head back, retrieve Anush, um, catch him up on what you've learned.
And then he asks Anoush, "Do you have? Are all your clothes that bright?"
I do have like white colored linens.
Okay, that's not good
Is
either.
that better? Oh no.
Well, in my culture, when you kill someone, you have rights to their stuff. So he goes into the ship and gets Alfred's dark cloak, and he's like, "You need to wear this because we need to be inconspicuous."
I can do this. I can do this.
And then yeah, lays out the idea of, and is again like he's purposefully trying to not drive the ship, right? He feels particularly with Ida because Ida knows the community. She knows they know the land, etc. Like trying to make sure like is this good, and is also trying to make sure that and is communicating maybe silently with Ida like let's maybe not leave Anush alone anymore in town.
She's immediately like, yeah, I don't think we should have done it in the first place. Like
That's my bad.
she
That's my bad.
I do think that as soon as they've gotten back, I think that she has been very focused on Anoush in a way of like, are you okay? Like it like, but not being like, are you okay? Like in a way of like just like making sure he's got water, making sure he's got food, and just being very like caretakery in a as subtle a way as possible. Um
Alfred's probably or Halflor's probably killed like 40 people, so he's like, "This is yeah, you killed someone. Good job."
Uh,
He's not an empathy guy. So he's just like
Same. I think Anush is very quiet. Well, like a lot more quiet than he is, and a lot less like joyful than he has been about this. Like there was a hopefulness and an inquisitiveness that came with trying to find something falling from the sky or trying to come from like like a light in the sky. And now this is like two people are dead, and I gotta get home. Uh, I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta leave. We gotta get this orb, and I gotta go home. But there's also that like deep, like dark, like feeling of like, what is this? What are we becoming? So it's a lot. I do not this plan. I do not know how much help I will be.
we just don't want to leave you alone here.
I understand.
Yeah, that's
I think
a
it
lot of
might
that
be.
is
I think it might be a good idea if somebody stays with the ship, though.
there's not too many predators in these woods, but it shouldn't be you. And Oof is going to be very helpful depending on who's guarding. Nobody knows the ship is here. The only person who did is dead.
Then I do not understand why I need to go with you.
So that you're not alone in case a predator comes to attack you.
But
I will be with Oof.
no,
No, Oof will be with us
Oh,
in case somebody's guarding in the house and we need to do what needs to be done.
but also of all of us, you are the most learned about this.
This is true.
So it is better that we are all together.
If we need to interrogate Robert, you might be the best, or whoever Robert is holding, be the best at being able to explain or glean information from him or them.
You are probably the most learned person in this entire town.
Yes.
And that is a power. That's important.
this. I appreciate the kind words. This does make sense. I am afraid that if it comes to what it came to, actually, I look at my hands. I do not think it matters.
Good. We're agreed.
And I flip up the cloak.
And then in Ida's brain, Halfdor says, he'll be fine, probably. This is normal. I've seen many men spill their first blood. He's actually taking it pretty well.
I'll have to take your word on that.
Halfdor, is there something I can use to protect myself?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Do you know how to shoot a bow?
No.
Okay. You stabbed that guy pretty good. Do you want that and maybe a little axe? I have a small hand axe. It's usually more for deflecting or protecting, but it can be used to.
Yes.
I have. Yeah. And then he goes into the ship and brings you out a little buckler, and it's like, this will help you, and you could either have the axe or the knife.
Okey-doke.
Yeah.
I think I take the axe and put the buckler on and hide them under my cloak. And I want to do something when everybody's not paying attention to me.
Yeah. What you do?
If we're walking or something, I want to take the axe and I want to start cutting off my pinky finger.
Jesus Christ.
Can I roll a notice on that? I'm a little concerned about my friend.
Sure.
My cloak.
Yeah, I don't think
Smother
Halfdor is
on the
really
head.
paying attention to you. Halfdor is really thinking about the problems in front of them.
I got a good.
My
Give
stealthing.
me your stealth. Give me your.
I got a fair.
Okay. You notice that Anush is in fact attempting to remove his own finger.
She whips that axe away and says, "What are you doing?"
I take my pinky off and I throw it on the floor. It is. I want to see something.
I'm not giving you back an axe.
Okay. Anush.
I'm going to hold up my hand, and I think my finger's starting to grow back. This is what I want to figure
Truly
out.
Balder. Okay. I think you give him an axe. Please, Ida.
I do think I might.
A man deserves to
more
protect
help than I
himself.
think.
And a woman. And a wolf.
She is staring Anush down, holding this axe.
Ida, it will be okay.
You will be okay.
I will
Just
be okay.
because you can't die doesn't mean we can't. So don't do something stupid. And she shoves, not the axe into you, but so flat against it, shoves at your chest and like lets go so you can hold it. It says, "You could have gotten me killed today."
I do understand this. And I apologize, but in what I was doing, I think I was right. I did not ask you to come find me. But now that I know that you are dedicated to me and my actions are tied to yours, I shall be more careful. But this is a good sign. Yes? It feels less like a curse now.
Ida turns and just walks. Like she's not going to acknowledge that. She's just going to keep
Uh,
walking.
Halfthor, who now has his like battle marks
Mm-hmm.
on, says, "If there is more bloodletting, that mushroom might help you." And just turns around
I
and walks
take the
away.
mushroom.
All right, I want everybody to roll a notice as you come back to the town.
Back to the town.
No, no,
Oops.
What do I notice?
I don't know shit.
A
What will
D6
I
got in there.
see? I got a superb.
Good, because I got a average. Nope, poor.
I got a mediocre because I'm so angry at Anoush.
Oh no, sorry. I got a mediocre. Yeah. I also got a mediocre. Halfthor is a little high.
Yeah, fair enough. So Anush, it is you who first notices that you are distinctly walking into a trap, that there are men moving in to surround you as you reach the edge of the town.
I'm gonna tap Halfthor, and point to my head.
Yeah. Yep. I got plus average plus one. What is that again? But yeah,
That's
I mean
fair.
we're locked in.
I just want to like send him a mental picture of what I'm seeing.
Ooh, that's so
Uh,
cool. That's so
and I
fucking
want,
cool.
and then I also want to send him a mental picture of an elephant and say, "It's called a contingency. She can turn into this. We'll be okay."
And then at that, Halfthor will. He thinks instead of, because in Norse there are berserkers, there's legends of people who turn into bears.
Mhm.
He implants into Ida's mind, because Ida's probably never seen a bear or even a drawing of a bear. I rolled. I will just say if it's below
Yeah,
that, the
that makes
connection
sense.
fails. That it implants in her brain a picture of a bear, and says, "There's trouble ahead. Let's be prepared if you need to." And also says that to, says that to Oof. And can I roll like an investigate or a I don't know, some sort of like tactics roll of like, can we spring the trap or get, and maybe like, or maybe help Anoush and say like, what do you see? What is the trap? And what are the ways that we can be ready or spring it before we like fully get in there?
We have already sprung the trap. They are circling us now.
Okay. Yeah. Then he just says to everyone, to arms.
All right, and at that you hear Pagan's voice shouting, "Put him in chains!"
I tackle him. I just run and try to tackle him.
And
That's
Ida
where we'll
and
end.
Ida turns into a bear. She's
You turn into a bear, and that's where we'll end.
Halfthor screaming
full
with
on owl bear.
to big, like he gave Anoush a tiny little battle axe, two big battle axes.
Amazing. Ends recording.